Hey, welcome to the interview. Daiso's a little episode that we've got for you, and I am joined by Paul Saunders, the TO for the CTC that was held in Ottawa. Welcome to the podcast, Paul. How you doing?
Okay, thank you for having me on.
Hi, welcome. Been wanting to get you on for a while. You and I have known each other for a little bit now, and talking about tournaments and such. So we've got to get on the person who's now running the Canadian Nationals. So it's really important.
Yes, yep, still can't believe I managed to do that.
Awesome. So what I'd like to do first of all, so people may hear that there's a bit of an accent. Where are you from, Paul, originally, and how long have you been in Canada?
I'm originally from England, from East Anglia, and I've been in Canada now since 2016.
Nice. And work, or you just decided to up sticks and go take somewhere else?
Pretty much optics. My wife decided, she's Canadian, she was born here, decided she wanted to move back in 2016, and we optics, sold our house, moved over, and we've been in Kingston ever since.
Nice, fantastic. And were you a hobbyist before you headed out this way, or?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I've been a hobbyist since I was 13 years old. I'm
Right.
44 now, so
Oh,
31
wow.
years of collecting plastic crack and piles of shame in the corner.
And what was your path to addiction? What was was it Games Workshop or was there something else?
Yes, it was. I went to a games night after school one night at when I was living in Cyprus. My father's ex-forces, so we were posted there, and I got to play Space Crusade for the first time.
Oh, yes.
And I'd read a White Dwarf in the local library, and kind of thought this looks fantastic because I'd built 1/72 scale figures to that point. I always wanted to game with them because I didn't like just seeing them sitting on a shelf collecting dust. And when we moved back to the UK 6 months later, I asked for some models at Christmas. Next thing I know, I'm playing Warhammer fantasy game. And I always wanted to get into 40k, so branched out into that. Played that for a
Okay.
number of years until I found Flames of War. I branched into World War II gaming, which was my love was always learning about World War II, and I've kind of been there ever since.
Excellent. Awesome. That's fantastic. So, um, your bolt action journey, and where that is, how long have you been doing bolt action and what's your kind of go-to army for that?
I've been playing bolt action since the beginning of V1. I got into 28mm World War II gaming through Great Escape Games. Bought a load of figures, had nobody to play with, and then my local games club got bolt action in, and it introduced me to it. I was like, oh yeah, we're running a tournament next weekend. Are you interested? Never played a game before in my life, so I bought the book, went down, got stomped in every game, uh, but had fun, learnt things. Won best painted with my British Airborne, and I've played pretty much ever since. My go-to is my British Airborne. I love using that army. Um, I haven't used it since V3 started yet. I've gone to 43rd Wessex Division right now
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I've got some Sherwood Rangers Yeomanry Shermans, and during Normandy they work together. So I have the Wessex Division and my Shermans.
Nice. I'm actually planning on doing Sherwood Rangers. I mean, that's my county
Hmm.
regiment,
Yeah.
so I have to do them. Um, so I will be doing an army with. I've been reading um, James Holland's Brothers in Arms.
Yes,
Uh,
very good book.
yeah, it's a great book, and
I've got Stanley Christopherson's War Diaries as well, the one that James Holland
oh,
did.
do you? I want
They
to
are
get my
very,
hands
very
on that.
good. That's a very good
Yeah,
book.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's on my list. to get. Fantastic. So what got you into becoming the TO for the CTC, and how long have you been doing it for?
A friend of mine, you'll know him, Sam Hughes Martin in Kingston as
Oh, yeah.
well. He convinced me to go to the first CTC as a player. We had the bolt action tournament was running at it. It was the first year in 2019. And I signed up. I started putting together my army. And then I had a text message from Joe, who runs CTC, the Canadian Tabletop Championship, asking if I knew anyone who was interested in running it, as the TO had to pull out. I said, I'll have a ask around. So I asked around my local group, and not a single person put their hand up. It was like a crickets in the background. And I thought, well, I've never run an event before, and it'd be a shame that this thing crashes and burns before it even gets started. So I'll sign up. I'll do it. So I volunteered to be the TO, and I went in, had to finish the player pack, because that wasn't ready. It wasn't even finished yet. There was no missions finished. And I, coming from the 40k background and the Games Workshop background, I was used to minimum 3 colours. I've learnt a lot since then. I put that in the player pack, and half my player base crashed out. Said, well, we don't paint armies, we just play the games. So I went from, I think it was 22 to 24 players down to 8 for the weekend.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it was a 1-day tournament. And the second day I did a escalation tournament where there was only 4 of us. I had to play in that to make the 4 players. So it wasn't my best start into running tournaments. But it allowed me to learn. I then started running the Kingston tournament as well. So each year I run 2 tournaments. I learn from the next and the next and the next. And I was all set for 2020. COVID hit. We didn't get back until 2023 due to restrictions. They didn't open the restrictions in 2022 till a week before the event, and it was just too late to do anything. And we went from 8 players in 2019. 2023 I had 12 players, 14 last year, and 24 playing this year.
Wow, that's fantastic. So you say you had 24 this year. What do you think has been the reason that it kind of jumped up this year? It sounds like it's going to grow from there.
A lot of players this year are new to the game. They've either been introduced to it the last 6 months of V2 and have been told hold off. Have then bought the book for V3, built their armies, have started playing, have really enjoyed it. They've decided to get away from other games like Age of Sigmar, 40k, some of the other games. So they've decided we need a break. I like the history. I like reading about the history. I want to get into this game. A lot of the players, I think out of the 24 players that came this year, 9 of them were brand new to the event.
Oh,
wow. I've all said we're coming back next year. I've seen a big uptake since V3 in new players. So I think that may be the reason of people who held off. New books out, you can get started again now.
Have you seen an improvement from in the armies that have been painted from when you started and you had 8 to what it is now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, some players, yes. Other players, no. We've got one player who's been there. He's been there since the first event, and he's brought the same army every year. And hopefully next year it will be finally painted.
Right.
But you know, I don't really care if an army's not painted.
Mhm.
I just want players to come out and play.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a slow painter, you're a slow painter. You know, I work nights, So there are some nights I get to sit for like 12 hours and paint straight, and I can get things done if I want, and other times I just can't pick up the paintbrush because it winds me up trying to work the right color. So I'd rather players just came out with a painted army or even unpainted army, as long as it's built and you know which units are which and you can differentiate on the table, bring them out, get them on the table, start playing.
Yeah.
You know, it builds the community. You'll see other people's painted armies and you'll get interested in doing your own and pick up hints and tips everywhere.
So you've kind of partially answered it for me, but what is your philosophy for the tournament? What is what is what is it you want the tournament to appeal to the greater community?
Like I said, I'm trying to build the community. Because Canada's such a huge country, we're all spread out everywhere. I've got a handful of players in Kingston. Others are spread out east and west of us. Having one player come all the way from Calgary this year was fantastic. We had guys come up from the States to play. Just reaching out to the community, getting people coming, getting the word out. And I'm happy if people walk home happy. You know, if people are upset, then I'm upset because I haven't done my job properly. I haven't made a good event enough for them, and I feel like I've let people down. So as long as people can come, play in the event, go home happy with a smile on their face and probably a prize in their hand,
Yeah.
it's a win-win for me.
Yeah. Do you find that maybe it was slightly different this year, maybe to previous years, or may not have been, with it being the Nationals and a perception of competitiveness?
Definitely. I think being given the chance to be the Nationals this year has it put its mark out there. It caught the eye of players that have gone, you know, I may not be a good player, but I can at least come and play in this. And I mean, it helps that I get a huge amount of prize support from the community, from the gaming companies. Warlord Games sent me a load. I had War Games Atlantic. They've never sent anything before. We had Rubicon. They send stuff every year. We had Northern Lights Terrain in Winnipeg. They've supported the event since 2019, and it's been absolutely fantastic. We've had First Corps in the UK sent models to hand out, and that I put a message out to them saying, "Are you interested?" And they went, "Yes, no problem." And then the day before the event, a little parcel turned up on the doorstep. And I was, "What's this?" Open it up, and a load of BEF figures. We even had Micro Art Studios send some terrain all the way from Poland.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I had more prize support than I actually had players.
That's a
And it
good
was
problem.
I filled a 8-foot long table with prize support. And I must have had like something like 36 prizes on the table, and only 24 players and an assistant.
Yeah,
All of them walked away with a prize.
that's great. So you've explained how you got into running the CTC, and you've explained your philosophy for it. What is it that actually for yourself draws you, that you enjoy running it? What is it that kind of is, yeah, I look forward to this and love it?
My
Or
wife
do
would
you?
probably say, my wife would probably say I'm a stickler for punishment because it's a lot of work on the weekend when it's running. Out of all the TOs in the hall, you can spot me because I'm usually the one running everywhere because I don't feel like I've got time to walk. But the more I do it, the better I get at it, and the more I learn. And the real kick I get out of it is knowing that the event is building, players are happy. I have a right laugh with new players, old players, guys I haven't seen in a year. and we catch up like we've never been away.
Yeah.
Just having that environment, having that kind of energy in the room is fantastic. I mean, it was such a great event this year. I actually lost my voice,
Oh
which
wow. Okay.
didn't really. It's never happened before.
Yeah.
But this year I lost my voice. So next year I'm having to look into getting a microphone, so I don't have to shout so much over 300 people.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But
Well, you're going to
yeah,
need it, especially if you move to a larger location. So,
yes.
talking about next year, what are your plans for Bolt Action CTC next year?
Um, as you mentioned there, we've had to move to a larger location because we outgrew the current one. We were at the Rideau Curling Centre in Ottawa for the last 4 years, and we've outgrown the location. So next year we've had to move to the Nepean Sportsplex. So it gives us an extra 10,000 square feet, up to a total of 20,000 square feet now. Load more parking, which means people coming from out of town actually have somewhere to park this time instead of having to park on the street and hope they don't get ticketed. Hope is that to build on the event, more great looking terrain, more players, more prize support. Sorry about that. Getting the competition really going out there. I'd like to get more players coming from across Canada instead of just local. Most of the guys come from Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, Kingston. We have 3 guys who come up from the States. The USA WTC Team 2 came up,
Yeah.
and this is the second year they've come up.
Yeah.
But really, just expanding the event, getting it out there, getting the advertising out there, getting the interest, getting the word of mouth going, and yeah, just really just getting a bigger event going. It's been a long, hard struggle to get to where we are.
Yeah.
But it's been a hoot doing it. Really has. I've really enjoyed doing it.
It's, so you're looking for it to be about, I think you said 32 players next
Well, I was
year?
hoping for 32 this year, but we had to cap back down to 26 due to the venue being full. But with the bigger venue, yes, I'm looking at our starting tickets going up to 32 players. And then when we reach that, and we've still got space and tables, we'll expand by 12s up till we get to 50 players. And I think at that point, we are probably at the most I'm ready to cover. After that, the following year we'll expand more. If the interest is there and people want to come, we'll just keep going.
Fantastic. That's great. And also, it's the CTC is a premium sober South Ontario Bolt Action circuit event as well. So I
Yep.
saw that there was quite a few people that were in the circuit that made their way to
Oh yes,
to the CTC.
yes. It's great to have the event being part of the premiere for the sober circuit. We've had great interest from players. Every time I see them, or I'm texting them, messaging them, like, if you're not signed up, please sign up. Your results will go in. If you've not signed up before, by now, sign up before I get the results in. You've got this amount of time. I gave them an extra few days this year to any extra sign-ups if people wanted to.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so I really want to come out to the CTC. For me personally, unfortunately, my daughter's birthday's on May 24th, but
Yeah.
I believe that 2027, May 24th will be a Monday. So that is when I'm going to be heading out, and I'll be coming down. I think there's a few of us actually, because I know
Fantastic.
we had Sean Murray from Dice Hoses who came
Yes.
with his Italians.
Yes, he walked away with Best Minor Nation.
That's right. Yeah, he did all
Yeah,
right. So he was very happy, and he took the train, which was interesting. So we're kind of thinking about we might do that ourselves.
yeah,
But yeah, no, he was glad. It was. I heard nothing but good things from the community. Like I spoke to Greg from Calgary, and he loved it. Is planning on going back next year.
yes, yeah.
Um, Actually, he was talking about running. He would like to in Alberta. I think next year he'd love to organise something in Alberta way. Which I'm like, I'm
Yes.
going to find a reason to go out to that. But for CTC, it's fantastic that you've put all that work into it, and it's growing, and it's getting bigger, and hopefully will be even bigger next year. So that's going to be fantastic. Do you ever wish that you could play in it yourself?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay.
I-
Not run it at the same
because
time and be a
no,
player.
no, no. I get enough of that playing in the Kingston one. There are army lists I would love to run. I'd
Yeah.
love to take to a tournament. I mean, you faced one of my lists with a Sturm Tiger
Oh,
before,
that's right. Yeah.
and I've seen a list this year I'd love to take with two Sturm Tigers,
Oh, right.
just because I don't like having lots of dice to roll, and I'm in there for the laughs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm quite happy to walk away with a wooden spoon prize. Uh, I'd love to play in CTC, I really would, but for now, I'm happy running it.
Yeah.
Because of my shifts, I find a lot of I work every other weekend, and a lot of tournaments I want to attend are always on a weekend I'm working. So it's a bit of a struggle. I've gone mainly from a tabletop gamer to I'm a TO who occasionally dabbles in gaming.
Right.
So yeah, one day when I finally go, I've had enough. It's time to pass it on to someone else.
Yeah.
See what they can do with it. If I've reached my limit and I can't go any further with it, then it's time to hand over to someone else. And
Yeah.
then maybe I'll sign up and be a player.
Okay. Uh, One last question before we go. Less to do with tournaments and more to do with bolt action. What are your thoughts on version 3 of bolt action? How are you finding it? Good and the bad.
I like I like where the game's going. There is the usual issue with rules as written, and rules have been written by people who don't really know the background. Um, we had a lot of issues pop up at the weekend at the tournament with the way some of the wording is in the books. It's one of these things we're never going to get around. It's never going to get sorted. We'll just get a whole series of erratas that don't really answer the question. So it comes down to the TO eventually at events. We had a few questions come up that were brought up to us the day after they'd happened. And it's like, well, I can't deal with this the day after.
Yeah.
You should have brought me across when it happened, and I could have told you exactly what it says in the book, and word for word. Whereas, you know, it's the TO's job to sort these issues, but if the players don't bring it up to the TO, we have issues. On the run up, I had questions from people going, "How does this work? How does that work?" One of them was Soviets using the White Scout car. Um, I had to take an executive decision in the end on that because the app, the Warlord app, says it comes under the Recce. It was Recce, yeah. The Easy Army and the rulebook says they don't have it. The errata says it comes on. It comes under. No, it comes in errata. It comes under Recce. In the Warlord app, it comes under transport. In the rulebook and Easy Army, it doesn't even have it. But on the page in the rulebook where it shows the Soviet transports, it actually shows a picture of the White Scout car.
Oh, right.
But no rules for it above it. So I had to take an executive decision in the end to just say, look, if you're taking the White Scout car, it comes under transport. It's a transport vehicle. It's not a recce vehicle. If you buy it as a recce vehicle, you add recce, but it's a transport. And I don't think anyone brought any. No, I think there was like one in the end, but it didn't cause any issues. I'm finding things like that sometimes where it's one thing says one thing says another. Surely these should be saying the same thing.
Yeah. No,
we'll get there eventually. It's early days.
Yeah, early days. Well, thank you very much, Paul, for joining us. I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to talk to us about the CTC and how it went and next year. And thank you very much, and we'll have to get you back for another chat at some point in the future.
Definitely. Thank you very much for having me on.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks.